In this new series, I'm going to be talking about narrative, the lowdown of what it is, where it comes from, and how to use it, both to improve your stories and improve your lives. So let's get started. Narrative is not an artificial template that is stuck on fiction to try and understand it, something hammered in there that doesn't really fit. No, the narrative structure that we see in stories is there because it reflects what happens in real life with real people, both as individuals and in groups when they're working towards a common purpose or have a common concern. Now, narrative within ourselves operates a level below our own consciousness, below our subconsciousness, all the way down to the very bottom. It's the operating system of the mind, because narrative looks at the world and says, what's going on here? It tries to make sense of it. It's the first thing it does. What's happening? And once you understand that, or think you do, then you move on to the next step is, what do I want to do about it? Do I want to change it? Do I want to move things in a different direction? Should I just sit tight? Should I change the way I feel about it and just accept things as they are and try to be okay with it? All these things are processes that go on within our own minds, and through generations of storytellers, they made their way into fiction as the underlying structure, the conventions of storytelling, so that you keep finding things like goals and main characters and thematic points. All of those came from us and are reflected in stories, because if they're not there, the story seems like it has holes in it and it doesn't feel right. It doesn't ring true. And so that's the basis of what narrative is. It's a reflection of what goes on within our own minds at a level below anything we could actually see or feel. We can barely see it maybe in other people, but through the process of hundreds of generations of storytellers, they've refined it to the point that it's no longer as sloppy as it is within us in terms of our application of it, but it's a lot easier to see as the underpinnings of fictional stories. And from that, we can take that to improve our telling of stories and our structure and development of stories, but also bring it back to ourselves where it all started, to understand what's going on in here and what's going on out there, and how do we make the two get along with each other, what's within ourselves and what's within our world. That's it for episode 1. We'll be back soon with some more information about, you guessed it, narrative.